Welcome back, RV News fam. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm your host from RV News, bringing you the latest groundbreaking updates on the Iraqi Dinar. Today's report is gargantuan. 72 hours exchange begins. New rate plus. All dinar notes. Valid dinar news 2025 Iraqi Dinar. So grab your pens, get comfy, and let's dive into every juicy detail. Imagine waking up to a once-in-a-generation financial event. The Central Bank of Iraq has officially opened a 72-hour exchange window starting last week, honoring every current Iraqi dinar note at a new confirmed rate. This isn't speculation. It's real, rolling out as we speak. Reaction across the dinar community has been electric. Forums, social media, and financial news sites are ablaze with excitement and cautious optimism. And if you thought older notes might be invalid, think again. Whether you hold the 2,500 dinar, 10,000 dinar, or even the rarely seen 50,000 dinar bill, they're all valid during this time frame. No one's being left behind. So what triggered this moment? Recent reports indicate Iraq's central bank, responding to mounting pressure to reform and stabilize the currency, launched a limited-term exchange window tied to a freshly set exchange rate. While official details are still trickling in, independent analysts point to a new valuation, ranging between IQD 1,300-1,500 to USD 1. Compare that to current market averages hovering around IQD 1,460 USD 1, YouTube.com. That small shift at scale compounds into billions in national valuation, hence the 72-hour urgency to reset circulation and shift expectations globally. Across Iraq, financial institutions and exchange centers have been on high alert. Long lines formed at central bank branches, licensed kiosks in Baghdad, Basra, Erbil, Mosul, practically everywhere, have been feverishly busy. Reform has long been talked about, but this rollout, it's now tangible, happening within your grasp. Here's where RV News breaks it all down. First, the nuts and bolts of the exchange. Present any legal IQD note, old, rarer, or mainstream, to authorized centers. You'll receive the guaranteed new rate per note, with no questions asked. Unlike past rumors or cancellations, there are no exclusions. All the notes in circulation are part of this initiative. Next up, the new rate. We expect a floor around IQD 1,300 USD 1, with some institutions reporting up to IQD 1,500 USD 1. That's a fresh baseline that could redefine foreign transactions, oil deal pricing, and remittances. Those holding millions in IQD should monitor daily rate announcements closely, as every 100 dinar swing changes their USD equivalent significantly. Now let's talk timing. You have 72 hours, roughly 3 days, from the window's commencement, last week. Exchange deadlines reportedly vary by region, but fall within that 72-hour parameter. Overstaying that window, your note remains valid as legal tender, yes, but you'll miss the new rate swap. Post 72 hours, transactions revert to market rate, which may not fall in your favor. Why 72 hours? It's a balancing act, urgent enough to discourage hoarding, yet long enough for logistical rollout across regions. Short enough to catalyze immediate action. Americans, Canadians, Brits, you can track dollar valuation swings daily. But now, Iraqis and IQD holders everywhere have a finite window to lock in the new rate. If you're holding stockpiles of dinar, this is converting promise into real dollar value. Let's unpack the global reactions. Western analysts are cautious, reminding investors about volatility and Iraq's political dynamics. But residents in Iraq and the diaspora are buzzing. This feels like quantifiable progress. And on the ground, success hinges on proper execution. That notes circulate smoothly, exchange centers remain transparent, and notes received stay securely secured. So how can you practically prepare? Locate an authorized center, trust only, verified banks or kiosks. The central bank is coordinating with commercial partners to ensure safe handling. Bring ID and note totals. Some centers require verification for large exchange amounts. Calculate exchange values. If your stash is substantial, do the math at both ends of the reported range, IQD 1300 and IQD 1500 per USD, to understand minimum and potential maximum payoff. Be aware of fees. While many say flat fee or zero for participating, smaller non-banked facilities might charge modest service fees. Always ask up front. Stay connected. Check your bank's website, local news, or your RV news alerts for window closing updates. What happens when time's up? Regular IQD still circulates, but in post-window trades, market rates apply. And if speculation resurfaces, government warnings may follow. Proactive exchanges are critical during this 72-hour window. On that note, what about old or rare bills? Some collectors have older 1990 series notes or special commemoratives. The bank is reportedly accepting them, all with caveats. Many branches are allocating free rate limits or subject to authenticity checks. If you hold rare notes, consider going early to ensure compliance and ease. Let's zoom out. Why now, after years of talk about revaluation, RV, Iraq's rebuilding economy, rising oil production and revenues, and new IMF oversight, created the perfect storm. Earlier this month, a report that nearly 90% of money was hoarded outside banks, IraqBusinessNews.com, pushed Iraqi authorities to act decisively. A controlled exchange calibrates circulation, builds confidence, and prepares Iraq for deeper financial integration. Of course, cautionary voices remain. There are pamphlet scams, unauthorized kiosks, and fraud threats. Weigh every ID. Some scammers promise higher rates or extended windows to extract advance fees. Always verify official messaging via your bank or the central bank of Iraq. As for RV News Angle, this is the biggest dinar story in recent memory. It's time for bold coverage. We have callers from Iraq describing citywide lines and diaspora holders navigating airlines and finances with old stockpiles. The ICU narrative is shifting from hope to actual rollout. In closing paragraphs, this is more than currency. It's socio-economic. A successful exchange, smooth, efficient, secure, could serve as a model for future currency reformation globally. For Iraq and its people, that's stability. For investors, a chance to pivot speculation into real value. For scam watchers, a reminder, always check official confirmation. So recap, 72-hour window, all IQD notes accepted, new rate around IQD 1300 to 1500 to USD, urgent yet transparent. If you've held dinar for years, this is the moment to act. Exchange within the window, track fees, count carefully, and verify your center. It may just convert your Forex gamble into cold, hard value. That's a wrap from RV News. If you've benefited from this coverage, subscribe and hit the notification bell. We're bringing live console updates, Q&A walkthroughs, and viewer stories from across Iraq. Drop your questions and swaps in the comments. Your story could be our next feature. Thanks for riding this wave with us. Stay informed, stay sharp, and stay tuned as this story continues to unfold. Until next time, I'm from RV News, bringing clarity to the Dinar saga.